everyone, welcome back to the Hollywood Actor's Guide to Surviving the Film and Television Industry. Today we are going to talk about how tension is masking your emotion. You know, when we were kids, we knew how to play. When you go on set and you work with children, if you've ever had the pleasure of doing so and really watching them in action, the director gives them a direction and they don't even think about it. They just do it. They don't have any, they're not self-conscious about it. They don't overthink it. They're playful. And when you're an actor, being able to go back and really reconnect with that youthful ability to just go for it is going to help you tremendously. And as you begin your work as an actor, as you're in class and as you're really working on it, not just hoping for auditions and doing auditions, like really working on the craft, you're going to start to rediscover these abilities to be playful, to be like a child, to make believe. It's going to become natural to you again. You're going to be relaxed. You're going to be playful. And most importantly, non-judgmental. When I work with an actor and they do an audition, they're like, how was that? I'm like, I already know it's not your best work because you're worried about how it was. You're judging it so much instead of just joyfully going, that was fun. Let's just do it again, right? Psychologists call this the creative inner state. They say it happens when your internal parent allows your inner child to come out and play, because often we are policing ourselves with how much fun we're allowed to have. Like, I better not let these people know how much fun I am because they're going to judge me, blah, blah, blah. And a lot of your work as an actor is learning how to let all that shit go. And I get it. Acting arouses a lot of anxiety. I mean, even I'm so bad at this. I get an audition and I really like it. I am so excited to actually do it. That actually causes some tension that I actually need to learn how to let go of almost the pleasure of how excited I am, because I need to be in a creative place to be able to discover. And of course, also it can be painful because you're afraid of failing, you're afraid you're not right for the part, and all these other things are going to really wind you up. Anxiety, it makes your muscles tense. It makes your breathing shallow, and it makes it hard to think. It's one of the greatest enemies to you as an actor is unnecessary tension. Because when you're scared or you're stuck, what do? Most of you out there, it's not that you stop trying, though I've had actors just stop trying on me, but you guys try harder and it makes it worse. And a lot of young actors do this, or beginning actors, I should say. They make the mistake of trying way too hard. And the harder they work at being a good actor, the worse an actor they become. Why is this? A lot of times it's because we feel unworthy of the casting director's attention or your coach's attention or the audience's attention. You think you have to do something so extraordinary to earn the right to be in that audition or on the stage or in that film. And so the option of doing what the character may be doing in that moment, which may be nothing, or simply allowing themselves to be there, or to walk across the stage and just pick up a set of car keys, as my friend Pruitt Taylor Vince had us do in our first acting exercise ever with him, was literally walk up, pick up a pair of keys, and leave the house like you're going out. That was the entire scene. And it was amazing how many actors try to make a meal out of it because they thought they had to do something. Whereas simply allowing yourselves to be there and to pick up the keys and leave was actually the actors that were relaxed and were like, all right, whatever. The ones that didn't care that they were naked and exposed just did it. But those that, felt naked and exposed, they became desperate to do something, anything. Like they tried to really look for the keys when they were obviously sitting there right on the table, right? They felt like they had to do something. But the secret, or one of the secrets, I'm sure there's plenty of secrets out there about becoming a great actor. But I really think like the first secret to really, grab onto is that acting, so much of it is just a matter of letting go. That's why so many actors book things when they're sick, because they just can't care. They're like, I'm sick. I just need to get through this. They let go and they book it. It happens all of the time. Why? Because when you're relaxed, you're in this state in which you're most ready to react. And if you've started meditating, which I hope many of you have because I've talked about it on here before, meditators call this a restful alertness. And this is the type of state you really want to get into before a performance or before an audition. And when you are able to be alert but restful, you'll start to really see how your breath is constantly reflecting how your relationship is in the world in that moment, right? So if your breath is shallow, you're probably scared, right? If your breaths are like deep and relaxed, you could be in like a playful, happy state, right? And so the point is like, you know, you don't, so many times we're like, oh, I've got to be depressed in this scene. And actors will start getting, you know, their breath and their body ready an hour before they have to be on set or even to do the audition. And by the time they're doing it, their body is exhausted or they don't want to feel in that state anymore. And they wonder why they're not as good as they were in the trailer. Or you're wondering why your audition is not as good as it was at home. It's because I really think it's good to find that even ground of reset where you're kind of ready to move in whatever direction the scene needs you to move, but you're not pushing, you're simply there and you're relaxed and you're ready to play. It's not just your breath though, it's your whole body, right? I mean, there's a trick. The trick is to not do anything. The trick is to stop doing whatever it is that you do that distorts being natural and being responsive. How many actors have you seen that just, you know, they're in an audition or you're in a workshop or class with them and they're doing so much with their body and just weird stuff and you're like, why are you doing that? It's because they're not trusting the natural states of their body. They're not trusting that their body is smart enough to do what needs to be done. They're not allowing their mind to just take over. If you just trust your mind, you trust your instincts, it's going to let your body know. You're going to know, you're not going to plan, oh, I'm going to just sit down dramatically and just be like, here in this moment in this scene. You might do that, but it might just come out of nowhere and you'll surprise yourself. When you start surprising yourself in your scenes, that's when you know you're like really relaxed and you're really being in the moment. Because, you know, I don't know, I'm saying because a lot in this episode. I'm so sorry. What we're really striving for, right, is to be in the here and now. When we go about our day to day, you know, acting is not this natural realism that a lot of acting teachers tote, right? I think I've brought that up. When you are going about on your day to day, even sometimes when I'm like, even on this podcast, I found myself doing this for a few moments. I was like, interesting. When you pay attention, you really catch this. When we're walking about the house and we're cooking dinner and things like that, we're really daydreaming. We're thinking about the past, stuff that happened in the past. We're thinking about the future, what we want our future to be like. But a lot of times, not always, a lot of times what acting is really demanding of you is to be in the here and now. Because most of the time, if you're doing a scene, it is a very important moment in that character's life. And you've had those moments where you're having a breakup with a boyfriend or girlfriend, or you're fighting with your mom or dad, or you're falling in love over a date and all the colors around you seem vivid and you are so in the moment and you are just so either angry or happy or whatever it is. Those are usually the moments that writers write into scripts. Actors and human beings are normally, we don't have, sometimes we can go several days without, or even months, or unfortunately maybe for some people years, where they don't have a significant event that makes them want to pay attention, where you're only really half talking to the person you're talking to across the table because what they're saying really isn't that interesting, or, you're just getting through your job during the day. Nothing incredible is really happening. And then when it does happen, if someone's writing the story of your life, those are the moments that the person playing in your autobiography are going to be dealing with. And so as an actor, I think in a way it can feel so unnatural to be listening so intently to the other person in the scene. And sometimes it calls for you to not be as aware of the other people around you. Sometimes the scene will call for you, for your character to be daydreaming about something else while somebody else is talking to you. But if you really look at scripts, you'll notice, you can't do an Aaron Sorkin script without being really, really, really in the here and now, because those people are being witty and they're talking fast, right? And so I hope this all made sense. And I hope I have really gotten across to you how important relaxation is, because when your body is tense, the emotions that your character needs to come out are going to struggle to come out. So what else can we do? There's meditation class. There are voice classes. Believe it or not, voice classes can help you with this. And if you really want to dive deep, Alexander technique is a really good technique and class to get into. So get into an Alexander technique class. So hope isn't a strategy, guys. I think that maybe that would have been the best title for my podcast. Hope isn't a strategy. So I hope on this podcast, I'm giving you guys a lot of strategy and a lot of helps and a lot of things that you guys could think about. We are still sponsored by We Audition. And guess what? If you need some meditations, you want to test out some meditations, weaudition.com has some actor meditations available on their site. So you can go on there, click on a meditation before you have an audition, get yourself relaxed in that moment, in that state where you are ready to do anything that this scene requires of you. It's also a secret to learning how to cry on cue, my friends. Getting your body relaxed, not upset and not depressed. Believe it or not, it's getting your body relaxed. So hop on We Audition, use promo code HAG25, that's HAG25, to get 25% off your lifetime subscription, so you can use that code for the rest of your life every month. So that's it. That's all I have for you this week. Break a leg out there, and remember, you are not alone.